looking live at the Link. Welcome, football fans, to Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Today, a couple of rivals from the NFC East squaring off. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Ball teed up, Brandon Aubrey out for the kick. And away we go at the Link. Here's Smith on the return. And decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs, but Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in, but it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have. Those windows over the middle, the congestion, just the mass of people, if you're not on time and on target, you're not going to find a completion, especially on that down and distance.
Ball still on that 29-yard line as they come up to it, 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go and let that pass rush get home.
Will this drive continue? Here comes 3rd down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. It's his running back. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Pursue, pursue, pursue. It's why they do these drills all the time, Kate. You do them through the offseason, you do them through training camp, you do them in the regular season. Because when a defense plays with tremendous pursuit, you force 4th downs just as they did.
So 4th down on heads, Braden Mann for the punt. His work begins at the 31. And it ends up a good return for him, up past their own 40. So here come the Cowboys for their opening drive. Bringing them out is a Mississippi State 4th-round pick in 2016 who's found considerable success in this league, Dak Prescott.
I don't think I'm alone in this, Kate. To me, Dak is one of the easiest players to root for their success in the NFL. I think for me and for many others, it's based on all he's overcome, from tough playoff losses to significant injuries. But his leadership, his stats, his ability to play like an MVP in big moments, at his best, he really is all you could ever ask for.
Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Screen here for Williams. That screen sniffed out quickly, shut down behind the line.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down.
It's exactly how you draw it up defensively. A 3-and-out and a sack on top of it. Create that negative play. Create a little doubt in that quarterback's mind. And offensively, well, that's the worst way to start it. No rhythm, no tempo, and now you give the ball right back to the opponent.
Cowboys punting it away here on 4th, and it's the long-time vet Brian Anger on now. Makes the tackle. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Now for the second time this game, we're going to look at the Philly offense. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3-and-out to begin this game. Philadelphia settled and ready. It's 1st and 10. A play fake now hurts to throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And they're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
For Eagles, first down. 1st and 10.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Hurts gets it out wide, complete. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
5 still to go here. This is 2nd down. Running right, it's Barkley. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Cowboys bringing out an extra defensive back on 3rd. Hurts now from the gun. This one's caught. Smith has it. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be good for a Philadelphia first down.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
1st and 10, here's Hurts. Steps up and he's running with it. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
14 more yards. That's another Eagles first down. 1st and 10 at the 20.
As much as you like to find a completion and get the ball out of your hands, when a play breaks down, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on his ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that.
We'll get about 6 on this run, and more importantly, Brock gets him into the red zone.
You know, Kate, it's plays like that. It's just kind of the meat and potatoes. Not going to make any highlight reel, but just the positive, efficient plays on the ground. You need to keep plays and drives alive.
First down run gets him 6, so now it is 2nd and 4. They give to Barkley, left side. Caught behind the line here on 2nd down, which is only going to make things tougher for this 3rd down coming up. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. Past the line, he's going to run for it. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
A gain of 15 yards. That's good for the Eagles. First down.
I can promise you, that was the goal from the moment he took off. He kept his eyes locked on the chains, and it's almost like he had a spidey sense. He knew exactly where to get in order to move the sticks and get that critical 1st down.
Barkley will not get past the line. He's held up at 4.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
Complete on the option. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles go up 6-0 here in the first. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on him. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Eagles 7, Cowboys nothing.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's Kevontae Turpin on the return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Dallas sending its offense out for the second time this game. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a second time. Offense emptying the backfield as they come up here. 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Off the play fake, it's Prescott. Look at this fullback now. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that's good for a Dallas first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Williams now on 1st and 10. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
Sometimes just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play that just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer, find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Prescott now off the play fake. Reeled in downfield by Ferguson. He's going to get this to the opposing 41. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
So 1st down from the 41. They pick the hands off. Now Prescott. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well, he's been perfect to that point on the drive, Brock. First time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
Now, I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right?
Yep.
And I look at it through those optics so much. But it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop, see the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
Back to the air, Prescott. He's going to keep it this time. He has it to the 23-yard line as he's brought down. Give him an 18-yard pickup there. And that'll be good for a Dallas first down.
I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. They toss to Williams, headed right. And they're going to have 1st and goal when we begin our 2nd quarter. 1 quarter down for these two NFC East teams. It's the Eagles soaring to an early lead. We'll return to the link right after this. Time for our 2nd quarter now. Let's see if the Cowboys can capitalize here in the red zone. Williams has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Williams. And the defense wins this rep. That's stopped at the line, and now they've got 3rd and goal. So the run goes backwards. What do you think, Brock? Is it time that they start getting a little more aggressive, take some more risks offensively?
Not in my book. You've not earned that right. I think a lot of play callers feel that same way, too. Man, you get to earn the right to be aggressive and take shots when you can do the basics, like, I don't know, run for a positive gain.
Here's Williams. And, ooh, this one does not have a chance. They were ready for that one, and the effort brings up 4th down. We get a stoppage here. One of their big blockers up front. In some pain following that play. He's being attended to. They want the touchdown on 4th and goal. They're going for it from the 3. Going for it, it's Williams. And they stop him. No touchdown, no first down. That's a turnover on downs near the end zone.
You know, it's almost like the defense heard that call in their helmet themselves. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run. And their reward is getting off the field.
The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Eagles getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 7, Brock, to begin this drive.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Here's another carry for Barkley. And they bring him down here at about the 13-yard line. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
To the line and set. Here we go, 1st down. Now Hurts. Now he takes it. They manage 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
It's a gain of 22 yards. That's another Eagles first down.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays, the ones that amount to really very little statistically, and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
Trying to throw this from the gun. He throws a bullet down the right side. It is caught at the 20. And he is out of bounds right on the edge of the red zone at the 20. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Finding Brown back-to-back plays. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a first and goal.
I really like the timing of that screen call to the perimeter. Get the ball in space to operate, and turns into a nice gain.
4 downs to get this across. Here's first and goal. They're going to run with Barkley. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on second and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
8 yards to go as they get set on second and goal. Hurts looking to throw. That one's incomplete in the end zone. And as that one falls incomplete, Brock, the pressure ticks up just a bit because this has been too good a drive to not pay it off in the end zone.
Yeah, Kate, it's time to find your best matchup.
Yeah.
Unless you're already committed to going for it on fourth, you've got one more shot. Players, not plays. Get it to your best player.
Hurts now on third and goal. He has the catch, but no, he can't get down in bounds. Oh, Brock, it was nearly a touchdown, but they're going to say it's incomplete.
Hey, I understand why this crowd and these fans were celebrating a touchdown, but not so fast. Catch, that looked good, but you got to get both feet down, too.
So on fourth down, on comes the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, for the try. A pretty automatic look for him from the left.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Another drive coming up for this Dallas offensive unit. They now trail by double digits after that last score, Brock. It's 10-0 partway through here. Dallas getting everybody set. They've got first and 10. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. That one stopped right at the line for no gain. This is going to be second down.
You see that sweep blown up before it gets to the outside. You know defensively, tremendous anticipation. But even more, better execution.
Run lost him a yard to begin the drive. Here comes second and 11. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And give him 10 yards there. A lot of work done as they set up third and very short.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Prescott to sneak in. And he's going to be touched down as he gets him enough to pick up the first down.
It's a gain of a yard.
That's more than a must-get for a quarterback. I really put that in the always-get territory. Even if the defense knows what's coming, you got to be able to drive forward for at least a couple inches.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. Straight ahead with Williams. Still going inside the 35. This is going to make it down to the 24-yard line. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, okay? They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Prescott on 1st and 10. Finds his fullback. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that's good for a Dallas first down.
That's another Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line.
Why in the heck do you need 2 or 3 plays when you can get it done in one effective call right there? Go from first down to first down, exactly the tempo offenses love.
All set now, 1st and 10. From the red zone on 1st. On screen here to Blue. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Give to Williams from the gun. And the defense wins this rep. That's stopped at the line, and now they've got 3rd and goal. Looks like no gain on 2nd down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6.
And it brings up 3rd down.
Clock is ticked down. We've reached our 2-minute warning. More football from the link coming up in just a moment. Nice drive here. It's up to 8 plays as they get set for 3rd and 6. Prescott here from the gun. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Cowboys making a one-score game before halftime. It's a Dak Prescott touchdown.
Okay, we talked to enough coaches over the years, and find me a good red zone offense, and typically you'll find me a good creative quarterback, one that can extend a play, use his legs as effectively as he can his arm.
Brandon Aubrey now on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Cowboys cut it to a field goal game.
Cowboys 7.
Barkley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Here's Smith on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. They'll start this one out with Barkley. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. He is quickly making a habit out of wrecking plays, Brock, and it doesn't seem to matter what type of play that is.
It's what the best of them do. We talk about just the versatility of offensive players being dual threats. This guy's a dual threat against the pass, and at times stuffing the run.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. To the air on 3rd and long. It's a screen to Barkley. He's got the 1st and more past the 40. And he gets it forward all the way to the 44. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Philadelphia 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Hurts on 1st down. Throwing the out route complete. And this one does not go far. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Hurts throwing again. Short pass brought in. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
On 1st down, Hurts. Same guy, Wilson again. And they get this down to the 28. Philadelphia going to spend its 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Eagles 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10. Hurts yet again. Has him on the quick hitter. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
Eagles 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. Jake Elliott out to put up 3 for the Eagles. His 1st kick was good. His 2nd look from 35 yards away. Elliott connects there. And that'll double their lead to 6.
Okay, that's just an excellent play call to get a chunk of yards and set up that field goal before halftime. Job well done.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half, or if we get a play from scrimmage, as this one's away. So it's a touchback on the kickoff, and we're going to get one final snap here in the half.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
One last play before the break. Looking to throw. Ooh, puts some air under this one, right side. And his final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our 1st half.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the 3rd quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Big thank you to our guy Scott Hansen and the gang down in Orlando. Got a close one here, Brock, as our second half gets underway. Elliott's all set for the kickoff.
To kick off for Philadelphia.
Turpin with a return. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. Here comes the Cowboy offense for the opening possession of the third. And as they get set, partner, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive, too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
Second half starts with a run by Williams. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. It's Nolan Smith there for the stop.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4. Another run for Williams. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain, so Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
Here they go, getting set for 3rd and 4. From the gun is Prescott. Hauled in by Lamb, right side. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
It's a gain of 8. That's good for a Cowboys 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the 1st down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Lamb has another one. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
To C.B. Lamb. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 45-yard line.
Offensive line, this is 2nd and 4. Play action now for Prescott. Finds him on the crossing route. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. That one goes for 31 yards and a 1st down when all is said and done.
Well, that's sure one way to take the lid off the defense. Great work to find the biggest hole in the coverage, and more importantly, go exploit it.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Draw play, this is Williams. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
You know, some positive yardage there, Kate, but just as important, they're mixing up their play calling, and they could very well be setting up the defense for a big play later.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Dak to the air here. That's Pickens with a catch outright. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Drive has gone 8 plays now as they face 3rd and 3. Dak now from the gun. Flush down out to his left. He's making a bid for it. And this drive is going to continue. He's taken down at the 2 on 3rd down. And they've got themselves a 1st and goal.
That's another Cowboys 1st down. 1st and goal, Dallas.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
Breaking the huddle, here's 1st and goal. Williams. And he won't get in. The daylight was there for just a second, but it closed just in time to keep him out. So it's going to be 2nd and goal.
They just could not even find a sliver of breathing room on that first down, and this is not an envious spot for this play caller to be in. I don't know what you go to now.
Another chance to get that lone yard. Here's 2nd and goal. Another for Williams. And this is headed the wrong way. He's closed in on for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
From the 5-yard line after the loss, 3rd and goal. Now Dak to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense a down away from completing this stand. It's 4th and goal.
There's just certain times you get a feel, right, Kate? You do this long enough, you kind of get a sense and just know these two teams are going to be fighting and clawing for that lead. And that sack, well, for me now, you can't afford to go for it. We'll put some points on the board and salvage what was a promising drive.
So 4th down brings out Brandon Aubrey to try for the Cowboys field goal. This from 28 yards away. Aubrey puts it through, and it cuts the lead in half, down to 3.
Nice to pay off any drive with some points and able to trim the lead slightly there the first time out in the 2nd half. And even if they can't get into pole position, they just want to keep this thing close.
Barkley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. On the return, Britton Covey. And he's brought down just inside the 25. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Philadelphia settled and ready. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. That's Smith on a slant. And this play reaches the 35 before it comes to an end. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the 1st.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
All set to go now from the 35. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Finds him over the middle. For a second, we both thought he'd get the first, but he winds up being just shy of it. Gain of 8, 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and
1. Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it forward a yard to reset the downs. Barkley gets it on 3rd down. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Philadelphia 1st down.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Brought down by Jerron Bland.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
So gain of 5 on that 1st down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. Hurts tucks it, starts running. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss is really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
We've set it downs from the 37. First down, on with Barkley. He dodged the tackle. And he is into the end zone for a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles make it a 9-point advantage. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Well, Brock, they were obviously more concerned with a pass that wasn't coming. Great decision to hand it off, and even better running to gallop all the way to the end zone.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to look, right from the playbook. Right? That's why you run an RPO. That defense can't be right. You're playing pass, well, I'll hand it off, and my running back can do the damage.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Eagles make it a 10-point ball game.
Eagles 20, Cowboys 10. Jake Elliott to kick
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Good work so far. He's got room. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. Offense headed back out there now for Dallas. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. To the line come the Cowboys. Good starting spot here, 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
That's some tremendous study right there. That linebacker, it was almost as if he was in the other team's huddle and knew what was coming. He read his keys, he pulled the trigger, and he makes a tackle for loss.
Open ahead in the right direction and save this drive early. Here's 2nd and 13. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. This ball's caught by Pickens. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
For a Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
First down, here's Dak. Connects on the crosser. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st and 10, Prescott. Hits his running back. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
So they'll be set up with a first. The Cowboys have it, but some work to do in the final frame. They're trailing. Offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Design quarterback run here. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up.
QB runs can be some of the most difficult plays for these defenses, but not for the defense right there. Did their homework, and they get an A+ for how they defended that play.
Leading 10 yards now as they line up. It's 2nd and goal. Prescott here from the gun. That one connects. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Cowboys make it a 4-point game here in the 4th. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating a defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
And he connects there, so now another kick from him, a field goal. We tie this game in the 4th.
Cowboys 17.
Raleigh set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Here's Smith on the return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. Eagles getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. Great work there to evade the tackle, but the rest of the run, pretty forgettable. No gain there.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Finds the in route complete. And he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
And an Eagles 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he's going to be across midfield with a gain of 5 on that play.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
1st down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5. Hurts. Finds Barkley underneath. He's close, but he is stopped before he can get to that 1st down. Picks up 4.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
It's a sneak, Hurts. And they're going to down him by contact as they've got enough for a new set of downs.
It's a gain of a yard.
Kate, is there a simpler play in football that's come to life more than the QB sneak? We see all different varieties now, but it has become so darn effective. And when you got a tough QB that wants to put it on his shoulders, you sign up for it.
They'll motion Smith left. Barkley trying this up the gut. And it's brought down after a gain of about 6 inside the 40.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Let's get it out wide, complete. And he's tackled for no gain.
The defenders, they were ready for that throw, stopping him right at the line of scrimmage.
Now 3rd and 4.
Good moving drive, but it could stall out here. We've got 3rd and 4. Now Hurts. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
There's not a quarterback alive that enjoys throwing it away on 3rd down. But that's a good case right there of live to play another day. Live to play another series and don't put the ball in harm's way.
Look at them. They don't want to surrender the lead or possession. The offense staying out there on 4. Putting the tight end in motion. On 4th down, Hurts. Got a lot behind this one. Downfield it goes. They did it! He made the interception! Jalen Thompson makes the play.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
The Cowboys offense headed out there. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Play action, Prescott. He's got it along the sideline. And he gets it up close to the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 24-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Prescott. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So 2nd down coming up. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice. I can say this definitively. That is not the way you thank your defense for giving you the football. Don't follow that other quarterback steps and toss it right back to him. He got away with one.
Avoided one crisis on the dropped pick. Now they're facing another 3rd and long. Throw here, 3rd down. He puts some air under it, deep down the left. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down.
With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off the hook with the drop. Saw open space, started running before he was able to watch the ball into his hands.
The Cowboys setting out their punting unit. Ooh, snap came in slow, but he got it away. Punt meets him at the 28. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is he put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Back to throw, Hurts. Jump off caught by his back. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
Kate, I'm going to call that, even though it looks like nothing on the stat sheet, a win-win for both sides. The defense, well, they rally. They get right to that throw in the flat for a no gain. The offense, well, they just remind that defense, you not only got to cover us vertically, but we're going to stretch you horizontally as well.
He'll throw it. They did it! He made the interception! Jalen Thompson makes the play. And the Cowboys have some new life in the fourth.
That's just a bad decision, frankly. And really, as a quarterback in this moment of the game, you got to know it's not a time to take a risk. Cannot be throwing out life preservers and giving that other team, your opponent, a chance like he just did.
The Cowboys about set to take over. Now their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. Drops by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing to run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Prescott now, blitz coming. Screen here for Williams. Gain of about 8 here, nice pickup, but he stopped a second before he can move those chains.
It's a gain of 8, and it brings up 3rd down.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Cowboys trail by a field goal. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Back to throw it. Out to his wide out, it's a screen. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that'll be good for a Dallas 1st down.
So critical, Kate, on those receiver screens to get that ball out with great precision. You don't want that receiver thinking about anything but navigating the blocks in front of him. That's well done by everybody.
Back to throw. Completed over the middle. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Eagles' 32-yard line.
2nd down now, they need 7. Setting up to pass. Get this over the middle to Ferguson. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st down.
Wary of the clock here, Brock, but at least all their timeouts are still available. It's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. signaling for their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Got that chip shot in their back pocket to tie it. A chance at the lead here first, though. First and goal. Here he is to throw. And that's a touchdown. The catch is made, and they lead just before the end of this game.
Ferguson. Touchdown, Dallas.
Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route, just like a receiver would. And it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Aubrey now to kick this one away.
For the Cowboys.
Here's Smith on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. And this pressure has been playing volleyball in this fourth quarter, partner. That touchdown just served it over their way. Now they need a touchdown to return serve, put it back on the other sideline.
Yeah, I like what you did there, and I'll keep the analogy going. We're in the final set, and it almost feels now like a must-score drive.
Philadelphia settled and ready. It's 1st and 10. Barkley off the pistol give. Nearly starts the drive with the first down run. Stopped a yard short, gain of 9. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. First down carry got him 9 yards. Here comes 2nd and 1. Shotgun snap for Hurts. That's completed right side. And he's going to have this down to the 42-yard line. Philadelphia going to spend its second timeout. And they're still going to have 1 left at their disposal. And for somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you got to admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages.
Yeah, that is risk. Right into double coverage yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself.
Hurts on first down. To the left side and reeled in by Wilson. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8, 2nd down.
Out of bounds at the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Hurts now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. The Eagles decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout.
That's good.
And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Time not on their side here as they get set for first down. No timeouts remaining either. It's Hurts once again. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
Those are the kind of decisions you got to make in that spot. And the smart quarterbacks, they seem to do it consistently. When you're in enemy territory, a throwaway is always better than risking a turnover.
They'll try something else from the 27 this time. 2nd and 10. And again, here's Hurts. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
That right there, Kate, that's taking the hard lessons from the previous drive and putting it into practice right here. You don't see a throw you like, it's too tight a window, don't risk yet another interception.
So after that prior incompletion, it's third down. Throwing now. Trying to push deep downfield. And that one hits the ground incomplete. A single second left now on the clock. Thought he had a touchdown there. So that brings up 4th and long. So they take their shot for the end zone, Brock, rather than focusing on that first down marker. And now they've got a decision to make.
Yeah, I think with that incompletion, they've made the decision. You better send that field goal team on. They took their shot. They just couldn't finish it.
Here he goes. Gotta have this on 4th down. And that's incomplete in the end zone. Could have been 6 points, but as that one falls, Brock, instead just a turnover on downs. So the Cowboys come in and take this one on the road. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
All of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.